What Greek poet do you think invented lyric poetry? If you guessed Homer, you would be wrong. Hello and welcome to Ancient History Encyclopedia. My name is Kelly, and today we're going to be having a look at the life and surviving works of the female Greek poet and musician Sappho of Lesbos. Sappho was so famous that she was often simply referred to as the Poetess, without mentioning her name, and an audience would know exactly who was meant. Don't forget the easiest way to support us is by giving this video a like and subscribing to our channel so you don't miss out on any new uploads. Sappho of Lesbos was considered one of the greatest poets of her time. Ancient scholars included her among the illustrious 9 lyric poets, a list of the most important and influential poets of her age, and who mirrored the 9 Muses. According to many ancient sources, she was just as highly regarded as Homer and just as influential for her invention and development of lyric poetry. Sappho was born on the Greek island of Lesbos to an aristocratic family in around 620 BCE and is known to have been a poet and a musician. Of the 9 volumes of poetry that she composed, only 1 full poem survives, and the rest are fragments. None of her music survives, but she is remembered to have been the inventor of lyric poetry, the plectron, which was used to pick a lyre, the pektis, which was a particular type of lyre, and the Mixolydian mode, which is a major musical scale that is still used today in jazz and blues music. Time and circumstance have caused the loss of the majority of Sappho's work, but what has survived is incredibly emotive. From Sappho, we get the words sapphic and lesbian, both of which concern themselves with female homosexuality, due to the many fragmentary poems surviving which concern themselves with romantic love between females. Whether Sappho herself was a lesbian is unknown, and uncertainty clouds many aspects of her life as well. She was a daughter of a wealthy family and grew up on Lesbos, which held women to a higher esteem than much of Greece. She grew up learning the lyre and composing music and poetry. She may have married a man who died shortly after. She may have had a daughter named Claes, and she possibly had 3 brothers. She was exiled to Sicily twice because of her political views, but she was famous enough to have statues erected in her honor and coins minted with her name and face on them. Although her poetry, as well as later works about her, suggest that she was a lesbian, these claims have been challenged. The speaker in Sappho's poems may or may not have been the poetess herself, and later writers drew their conclusions about her sexual preference from these works. Although she is generally regarded as a lesbian poet in the modern day, this may not have been the case. Her sexual preference is not as important as the work that she's left behind, which are her legacy. Sappho's poems are both honest and intimate, and even in fragments, it displays her understanding of enduring human emotion, which resonates with readers in the modern day. Sappho invented her own poetry meter, known as the Sapphic meter or the Sapphic stanza, which consists of 3 lines of 11 beats and a concluding line of 5. She was revered in her own time and long afterwards, as evidenced by the geographer and historian Strabo, who lived between 63 BCE and 23 CE, who commented in his geography. And along with these flourished also Sappho, a marvellous woman, for in all the time of which we have record, I do not know of the appearance of any woman who could rival Sappho, even in a slight degree in the matter of poetry. Sappho is believed to have died in around 570 BCE, although the cause of her death is unknown. The Athenian playwright Menander wrote of her death as a suicide by jumping off the Leucadian cliffs over unrequited love with a ferryman named Phaon. They say that Sappho was the first, hunting down the proud Phaon to throw herself in her goading desire from the rock that shines from afar. This has been discredited as a myth, which draws parallels to Aphrodite, who threw herself off the same cliffs, known as the Lover's Leap, while she was in mourning over the death of Adonis. Although her poetry was much admired, it was written in a difficult dialect, which Roman scribes, who were responsible for preserving the majority of Greek poetry, tended to ignore. Her reputation as a great poetess endured through various references in many works, but the pieces themselves eventually were lost. Still, there is hope that many still exist and are just waiting to be found, as supported by the finds in 2004 and 2014 of one of her poems and fragments of others, some of which were unknown to scholars. Even though much has been lost, Sappho's poems live on, even in fragments, over 2,000 years after they were composed. Sappho's legacy epitomizes her own desires, as shown in one of her best-known fragments. Someone will remember us, I say, even in another time. The enduring interest in Sappho and her poetry proves that she was right. Do you know of another poet whose works have been lost to time? Who are they, and what do their works mean to you? Let us know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any new uploads. This video was brought to you by Ancient History Encyclopedia. For more great articles and interactive content, head to our website via the link below. Ancient History Encyclopedia is a not-for-profit organisation. If you'd like to support our work, hit the support card up in the top corner of the screen or via our support link down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.